Alright. So, the song, Riff, is in standard tuning. And I'll play the riff through once. That was bad. And I'll probably split that into 2 parts for teaching. And the first part will go like this. And that riff starts off here on the 6th string, on the 6th fret. So you just play that once. And add a little vibrato by using your index finger, which is the finger we're going to use just for this riff. Just for this note in the riff. And you kind of just wiggle it a little bit, increasing the pitch and then bringing it back to the original pitch. But kind of like fast. That's the first note. Then it goes over to the 5th string on the 8th fret. Then it goes down to the 4th string on the 6th fret. And you want to pluck each of those notes with the pick. And these next 2 notes, you actually don't pluck it. So it'll look like this. See that? And you basically do that by, when you go to the 6th fret on the 4th string, you're gonna, without plucking, you're gonna fret, this is called a hammer-on. You fret the 8th fret on the 6th string. It's called a hammer-on. And you do that without plucking it an additional time when you change frets. And then when you do that, you want to slide that note to the 10th fret on the same string. So it'll sound like this. Right? Then it goes back, you can use your index finger. It actually goes back to this note on the 4th string, the 6th fret. Then it'll go back to the 5th string on the 8th fret. Yeah. And then you're going to do another little slide here. And that's just use your index finger and slide on the 4th string from the 6th fret to the 8th fret. Just pluck it once. Right? And then you'll bring your index finger back on the 4th string on the 6th fret. Here's that note I was just talking about. And then you go back to the 5th string on the 8th fret. And then I think you do a little slide here. Yeah, so you pluck it once and slide it down 5th string on the 6th fret, so 8th fret to 6th. And then you can use your index finger, and on the 5th string on the 4th fret, you'll pluck this one. So the little slide, and then you pluck this. And that's the first part. And the second part will go like this. I think I'm going to end up splitting it into 3 parts. So that's the second part. And that just, use your ring finger here and go on the 4th string, 8th fret, and just pluck that. And then you're going to play that, and then you're going to go down to the 3rd string on the 6th fret. And then I showed you this kind of technique earlier, like here. This thing. The pluck and then hammer on slide. You're going to do that here. And that's just the 3rd string 6th fret, pluck it, then you hammer on to the 8th fret, and then you slide to the 10th. So, yep, and then with the same finger, you're just going to bring it back, not slide it back. You bring it back to the 8th fret and pluck that. Then you can use your index and go to the 6th fret of the 3rd string, same string. And then you bring that back to the 5th fret of the same string. You want to play the 6th, not the 8th fret. And you want to use your middle finger. And then after that, you want to grab the 8th fret of the 5th string with your ring finger. That's the whole riff. I mean, the second part of the riff. Let me show you the other part. The other part will go like this. So again, it kind of starts the same as the first part I showed you. Here on the 6th string, 6th fret, yeah, with the index. Then you want to go to the 5th string, 8th fret, and grab that with your ring. And then you go down to the 4th string, 6th fret, with your index. And this one's different. It's faster. So the first time it was, and when you hammer on, you kind of sit there for a little bit before you slide. But this time you're going to do this. It's quicker. So you hammer on from, we're on the 4th string, and then from the 6th fret to the 8th fret, you hammer on, and then you slide to the 10, but it's fast. So it'll be like, instead of, it's, you see, a little faster. And then after that, you'll go back, say we're still on the 4th string here, and you use your index and go back to the 6th fret, and you play that a couple times, 3 times. And then you'll go to the 5th string with your ring finger here and play the 8th fret, 5th string, 8th fret. So then, once you grab this note, you'll go back to the 4th string on the 6th fret. And then what you want to do is you want to slide your index from the 6th to the 8th fret. And then you want to take your middle finger and grab the 9th fret of the 5th string. You just play it once. So I split it into 4 parts. Here's the first part just to refresh you. Oops. And then here's the second part. And then here's the third part. And then I will teach you the fourth part. Fourth part right here. It sounds like this. Play that again. And that will actually start on the same note as the second part, which is the 4th string, 8th fret. And then you do that weird thing. which is just more hammer-ons. And this one is a little hard. But what you do is after you play this note, you go to the 3rd string, and with your index you'll play the 5th fret, and then you just pluck this once, and you're gonna hammer on twice. So you pluck this note once. The first hammer on will be using your middle finger, and you'll hammer on from the 5th fret to the 6th fret, and it'll sound like this. And it's weird because you have to have your pinky free, because then you're gonna hammer on from the 6th fret, oops, to the 8th fret with your pinky. It's weird, but you don't pluck it. You just pluck this note once and then do those hammer ons like this. And it's not easy, but if you practice it, you'll get it. And then after, you can just use your index and go up to the 5th string on the 6th fret. And here's the last part. It's another little hammer on. It's on the 6th string, and you'll hammer on from the 8th fret to the 9th fret, like that. And then you'll lift up that middle finger and play the 8th fret again. And that's only 2 plucks. And then you actually play this note twice. And then you just bring it down to the 6th fret here. So it'll be like. So I'll just play the whole thing one more time for you. Just play it nice and slow, and you'll get it. It's a really fun riff to play.